Hello everyone, here today with another deck profile for you. This particular word class is the Enchanters, one of my main decks. There is some new updated cards in there as well. There's a 1.5 update before Season 2 comes out, and I have those in my deck, and I'm going to give you what I think is the best Enchanter build that I came up with. So first we're going to start off with the Warriors. There's 4 copies of each warrior in the class currently in this deck. 4 Veronicas. She's your main card burner. Make your opponent burn them defense cards. Once per turn, she can attack for 1.5 damage. Physical punch, pretty easy to chain as well. 1.5, pretty average damage. I think it's not too bad, not too good. Right in the middle. No ability because she's kind of a beast, 8 life. And then when all 3 of them on the field, she gets an extra 1 life. And it's a kill energy focus deck, so yeah, she can easily have to be a 10. Secondly, we got I want to say kind of like, not the searcher for other words, but what she does is when you play her, you send another enchanter. So when she's played from hand or emergency card, you send an Enchanter class warrior from your deck to the dead zone and +1 water damage until the end of your opponent's turn. So yeah, you can get pretty crazy with her. That's +1. Also, her ability is once per duel, she can attack your opponent directly. So we're going to get into that of how that can be very useful. And then Grace Enchanter. She is the bread and butter of the deck. Her effect is while you have at least 1 KO energy and you control another Enchanter. During the end phase, you can emergency call Enchanter from your dead zone to an open zone. So you can literally just keep resurrecting your mermaids from the dead zone during either player's end phase. It makes some really nasty plays. And then we got... also, she gives each Enchanter +1 life when all 3 of them out. So she go up to 7, she go up to 6, she go up to 9. And then we have Trident Extant. Once per turn during your play phase, you can equip this warrior to an enchanter. The equipped warrior can attack an additional time during the class phase. So I usually equip him with Veronica Enchanter, so she can attack twice for 3 damage a turn with the 2 attacks. And his ability is once per turn during your play phase, you can unequip this warrior and emergency call it to an open zone. So you can bring him back. He's a perfused warrior. So later on, he's going to have a alloyed version. But here we're going to get that's later on. So I think this is the best attack card in the game. This is called Water Whip. Very, very good card. It's an area attack, so it's more than 1 target. Attack 2 targets for -1 damage. If used by an enchanter, it does 2 damage. Instead, target warriors equipped. So if they have equipped cards on them, you make them shuffle it back into the deck if it lands. If an enchanter used water shield last turn, stone one of those targets if this attack hits one of those targets. It's going to be season 3 card. But yeah, it's really, it saved me so many games. It just destroys whatever they got going on. And then we got the main searcher, Atlantic Shards. -2 Tasuo armor. Add a water frag card from your deck to your hand. It can't be activated this turn. 4 of these. And search for these cards. Alright. Water frag, Kaiju water frag shards. +2 damage to the water ice element attacks, and but you gotta have -1. Well, not minus. You gotta have at least 1 KO energy to activate this. So you can literally, you got these in your hand. You just stack these like 2, 4, 6, 8 damage, and then you can attack directly with her. She attacks for 2 damage, attack for 10 damage directly. So you can potentially 2-turn kill someone with that. I haven't done it yet. Must have attacked directly was like 7 damage, which is, you start with 10 Tasuo armor, so that's really, really good. Other searcher cards for Atlantic Shards is Water Frag Metamorphosis. So what it does is transform the Trident into the Trident. This is just his alternate form. There's going to be a human form of him later on, but it's just a trident form. But this basically unlocks a trident form when this card is activated on the field. And this is the actual frag, Kaiju water frag. You only have control one water frag on the field. So if you have this on the field, your opponent can't have one. There's only one in the game allowed. Read the effect. Can only control one water frag on the field. Water and ice attacks do an additional 1 damage. Don't even draw the heal phase. If you choose to heal +1 more additional Tasuo armor. So during your draw the heal phase, if you choose to heal yourself 1 damage, you will heal additional 1 damage. It'll be 2 damage. You will heal to your Tasuo armor. Very, very good card. And this is actually going to be the only frag in the game that has a search. All other frags are going to be draw power. And yeah, so what it does, it morphs him to be able to attack. So it reads, when you have this trident equipped to, you want to equip it to her, because she can attack by herself. She don't want this equipped to her when you have this combo. So you're going to equip it to one of the enchanters that can attack. And what it does, it allows you to attack with a trident now. And the trident attack is for 1.5 damage. And if your opponent has 3 wards on the field, you can change targets. So you can switch in between targets. Since you have to have this on the field to equip, to use this to transform the trident, you're automatically getting an additional 1 damage from the water frag. So you're attacking for 2.5 damage. And you still get the original trident effect, which allows them to attack twice per turn. So you're attacking twice per turn for 2.5 damage. And what else is there? Oh, Deadpool. Very, very useful card. This card allows OTKs just to come out of nowhere. So it reads, send all cards you control to the dead zone. Emergency call Veronica the Enchanter, Grace the Enchanter, and Kira the Enchanter to an upper zone from your dead zone. This card can only be used once per duel. So I've already done nasty plays where I played Kira, or I had Veronica out, or I had Grace out, right? So I will go to my clash phase. So I'm getting +1 for Kira already, attacking for 2.5, right? And then let's say I had Water Whip, boom, attacking 2 targets. Then I would use Deadpool, clear the board, and then bring him out again, and Kira's effect would activate again. Send another Enchanter. Now I get additional +1 damage for these attacks again, and they can all attack all over again if you have attack cards. And this is definitely one of my favorite decks. Oh, this card. This is a new card for Ice and Water Element Warriors. It's called Ice Barrier. -1 clash gauge. When an Ice or Water Element Warrior controls attacked or targeted with a physical or area attack, Kaishu the attack. If it's less than 3 damage, if an Enchanter or Hashi class warrior is using this card, it can be activated from the dead zone once per clash. Removed from play if this card effect is used. So basically, it's -1 clash gauge when one of them are attack, and then if it's less than 3 damage, Kaishu will basically absorb the damage with the Ice Barrier. And then if you have another clash gauge to burn, you use it from the dead zone to Kaishu the attack again. So it's very resourceful. Basically, these 2 defense cards count as 4, essentially. If you want to run 4, I wouldn't be mad. I think it's a really good combo, especially running 4 of these. These give you +1 clash gauge if you block the attack. So you typically should have the clash gauge to burn. I'm running, these are the defense cards, counters I'm running as well in the deck. 2 defense stance, 1 Chaizen Kaishu. It's a very, very good card. It's not a card you should run if they're running a lot of non-element attacks, but if they're using elemental attacks, if they attack you with attack over 2 damage, they discard a card from their hand for every damage over 2. So like the Kill Wolf, I don't say I should say Key Wolf because they're non-element. So like if someone hits you with Water Whip, for instance, you know they can boost your attacks very greatly. They say use 2 of these, so that's +4. They use the cure and they got a water frag out, 5, 6 damage, attack you for 8 damage. You hit them with Chais and Kaishu. Now they got to discard 6 cards from their hand. So I think this, I wouldn't be mad if people run this at 4. It's a really good card. It might actually get limited if we see a problem in the future, but it's -2 Clash Gauge, so it's kind of a hefty cost. But once again, if you're running these, that's not really going to be a problem. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Once again, thank you again for tuning in to my deck profile, and this is the Enchanters.